Okay, yeah. Welcome back to Final Fantasy XIV. Last episode, our friend Haurchefant sacrificed himself for us and the archbishop fled. Let's see what happens next. I know not what to say. The others were gathered at Fortum's Manor. The others are... Please enter, Mr. Shadowstar.
Don't. Please. A knight lives to serve, to protect, to sacrifice. There is no greater calling.
And yet, a sacrifice has meaning. That's why it's a sacrifice. And you always lose something in it.
Leave me to mourn and give chase. For my son, and for the nation he loved. Go!
His sacrifice shall not be forgotten.
My son.
I could not stand there in silence, but when all others had forsaken us, Lord Haurchefant took us in, our beacon of hope in a world of darkness. He did his utmost to raise our spirits so that we might face our troubles with courage, with conviction, so that we might face them as knights. We must press on with our mission. Tataro, pray return to your duties at the Forgotten Knight. Let us go and speak with Sir Aymeric. I worry for his well-being. Yeah, it was said. Sir Aymeric?
My friends, I am in your debt.
I just wish the price wasn't that high.
Think nothing of it. Your wounds are healing well, I trust.
Some wounds do not heal.
Will we now witness what he experienced? Yeah.
The founding. The scriptures, 1,000 years of lies, all to deceive the common man. Nay, our own brothers and sisters. For the blood of the Knights 12 flows within all our veins. You knew this to be true. You knew, and you concealed it.
I should be interested to hear how you came by this knowledge. But yes, you have the right of it. The architects of Ishgard, King Thordan and his Knights 12, entrapped and butchered the great worm, Ratatoskr, that they might partake of her eyes and thereby transcend their mortal limits. Upon learning of their treachery, Nidhogg was consumed with a murderous and justified rage. I dare say you know what followed.
The great worm slew the king and half of his knights.
Aye, but Nidhogg was subdued, and his eyes plucked from their sockets by the knights that remained. Their one mistake was to show mercy, for from his brother Hreysvelgr did Nidhogg receive a new eye, thus rejuvenating his form and empowering him to embark upon an eternal quest for vengeance.
Whilst Thordan's son Haldreth took one of Nidhogg's eyes and learned to wield its power in defense of his people.
Thus was the first Azure Dragoon born, and ever since that time, his honored successors have risen to drive Nidhogg from our lands whenever the worm has returned to plague us. I ask you, my son, will you answer for my sins? Will your son and his son answer for me as well?
What do you mean?
If a man cannot atone for his sins in the course of his all too fleeting life, must his progeny then be held to account? Must every subsequent generation be judged as well? Thordan's betrayal of Ratatoskr was an unconscionable, unforgivable sin. Should we then, as his descendants, meekly surrender ourselves to an eternity of punishment? Nay, say I. I would not see our children sacrificed in a vain attempt to appease an implacable foe. Dragons are not like us, my son. To they who live forever, the wrongs of antiquity are as those of yesterday. No reparations shall ever suffice. This fact alone should serve as ample justification for our actions. Yet some refuse to see it as such. For men like you, who yearn to commit themselves to a nobler cause, a more compelling narrative is required.
This is your solution. This is how you protect our people. You have given us a lost cause, a death sentence. With your compelling narrative, you but doom our countrymen to give their lives for a lie.
And they do so gladly. Highborn and lowborn alike are proud to serve, to fight and die for their country. And what would you say to them? What would you tell the wives who have lost their husbands? The mothers who have lost their sons? That their loved ones died for naught? Over the course of 1,000 years, countless men have donned these robes, and every one of them came to accept the necessity of this solution. Once, I hoped you might come to accept it as well. Do not despair, my son. Soon I shall free us from the sins of antiquity. and bring about the change you so fervently desire. If he has spoken with others, I would have their names. Escort him to a cell and question him thoroughly.
Your Eminence.
You saw something, did you not? A vision of the past?
So this is the power of the Echo. Would that it had shown you a finer moment from my past. 'Twas an exercise in futility, as you saw. Faced with the firmity of his conviction and his many ready rejoinders, my words deserted me. To be frank, I am embarrassed to recall it.
A friend once impressed upon me the importance of differentiating between words, deeds, and beliefs. Were he here, I suspect he would judge your father's conviction to be no more than rank, self-serving delusion. Even so, I cannot help but wonder what manner of change he intends to bring about.
Yeah, what happened to his elite guard there?
I've given some thought to that as well. During the battle within the vault, the Heavensward demonstrated strange and unnatural abilities.
Aye, the manner in which Ser Zephyrin struck down Lord Haurchefant was unlike anything I've ever seen before.
The spectacle called to mind King Thordan and his Knights 12 as they are depicted in scripture, holy powers and all.
Mere fabrications, which have become objects of faith, instilled with the belief of countless devoted souls. 7 hells!
If Lady Iceheart can use her own body as a vessel for summoning, I see no reason why others could not.
Are the Heavensward truly so reckless?
Unbelievable!
As they fled, my father spoke of Aziz La. Though I know not what he intends, I fear no good shall come of it. His ambitions are too great, and his minions too powerful. We must find the Heavensward and stop my father before it is too late.
What happened to not becoming puppets of Ascians? He mentioned that when we met him, and he admitted he had met with the Ascians, and he had no intentions in helping their cause. And what does he believe he's doing here? Mr. Shadowstar, Master Alphino, I, Aymeric, Lord Commander of the Temple Knights of Ishgard, do hereby entreat the aid of the Scions of the Seventh Dawn. Our aid in preventing whatever it is that the archbishop intends. Your aid in bringing him to justice. Too much blood has been spilled for the lies he perpetuated. No more. Life for death. I will have Sir Severin's heart for what he did to Haurchefant. Yes, of course, you're too very close, I know. Much has changed since our order's founding, but our duty to combat the primal threat is has not. If the Archbishop and the Heavensward are guilty of a crime of summoning, then we will stop them. Would that I could join you in the pursuit, but alas, my father's absence has thrown our government into chaos. Ever since the founding of our nation, there has been an archbishop to serve as guiding light for the masses, a force for stability to counterbalance the high house's ceaseless maneuvering. Convincing the people to recognize the truth of our origin would have been difficult, even with my father's support. The road ahead is that much more fraught with peril without it. Yet walk it we must, for unity is more vital to our survival than ever. After all, Nidok's death did not mark the cessation of the Darvanian hostilities. Far from it. We will have great need of each other in the days to come. You may ever count on my land, Sir Aymeric. To my dying breath I shall defend Ishgard from the Horde. If I may, Lord Commander, I would like to assist the Scions in their search for the Archbishop. Pray attend me outside. Very well. With me, I believe we have much to discuss. Let's see him. What is this? Yeah, what is Azizlam? The Soleil was eastward bound, so I sent word to Camp Cloudtop on the off chance the Asher passed nearby. Sure enough, Lady Laniette informed me that it had been sighted by her scouts. Then the Archbishop is somewhere in the Sea of Clouds? Or was not long ago. The airship has not been seen since it disappeared into the northern reaches near the Blue Window. Alas, because the region is firmly held by the Vanu and not easily accessible from Camp Cloudtop, House Alanet has yet to establish a foothold. We will need not only an airship but a captain bold enough to risk the Beastman's wrath. I think we both know the perfect candidate. Let us pay a visit to Master Garland at the Steel Sky Manufactory. I see. Then I will take my leave for now. There are other matters which require my attention. Okay. Sid, save us! Again! Sid? Ah, but dastardly duo. What mischief have you two been getting up to lately? You haven't heard, have you? I hardly know where to start. He was a good man. Sid, have you ever heard of Azizla? The Archbishop spoke of it before he fled. No, but it's probably some sort of phenomenal cosmic power that's key to his plans. From what he told Serenia, the Ascians tried to tempt him as they tempted Gaius with the Ultima weapon. Even if he spoke true about playing along, I can see him attempting to seize it. As if we needed another reason to pursue him. Well, I'm convinced the Enterprise is at your disposal. Come to the airship landing when you're ready to depart. Just as well. After pulling you out of a fire for the last few times, I reckon I was due to deliver you into it. Into the fire! I don't know, something else? Into the fire it is. In that case, I should inform Tataru of our plans. If we go along to the airship landing, I shall join you in Nome. But I end this episode here, and we continue another time. Next time I have a bit of a Dark Knight quest, and yeah, after that we continue with this. Underman, I'm Mace, and don't get lost.